Hey guys, welcome back to the James Bond Show, where we have no fears, no limits, no substitutes. We also have the Real James Bond Fans with Love on Facebook and James Bond Collectors page, as well as my own personal page, Australia's biggest James Bond fan. Okay, so today, what are we going to discuss? I've had some members write into me and ask me, what do I think Bond 25 is going to look like? Specifically, will the 25th James Bond film be a remake of Dr. No? Now, I can understand why a lot of people think it's a possibility. They're filming in Jamaica. Apparently, Rami Malek might be playing Dr. No. I don't think so. To get straight to the point, I don't think it's going to be a Dr. No remake. Would I like to see a Dr. No remake? Absolutely, but not now. Reason being, we started with Casino Royale. Okay, it was a clear, proper, you can't call it a remake because it was never made as an official Bond film apart from the 1967 Abomination spoof film. So we had Casino Royale, Quantum of Solace, Skyfall, which really had nothing to do with the previous two films, and of course, Craig's fourth film, Spectre. Now, Kerry Fukunaga, the director and writer, has said that he's combining all the films together. Now, they did that, in my opinion, horribly with Spectre. In Spectre, when Blofeld, played by Christoph Waltz, turns around and says, "James, I'm the author of all your pain." And then, of course, he mentions Silver. Yet in Skyfall, we all went into that film and we came out of that film knowing it was a completely separate film from the first two Craig films, Casino Royale and Quantum of Solace. In my opinion, what I think they should have done, instead of being lazy with such dialogue, especially the bit where Q's got the ring, "Oh, Bond, I owe you an apology. They all are linked." What? What was that? They're linked because what? You found fingerprints on a metal ring? Nah. See, that's really lazy writing. What I think they should have done in Spectre, or they should retcon now in Bond 25, and I think it might save Spectre in a way of how people see Spectre, even though I do like Spectre, the film. What I think they need to do, if they are combining it all, and if Christoph Waltz is going to appear as Blofeld, which he will, guarantee you he will, but that's a bit later on in another video. What I think they need to do is show through CGI Christoph Waltz Blofeld in the background in scenes in Spectre, Casino Royale, and Skyfall. Now, I doubt they're going to go back and get Javier Bardem and the other actors, Mads Mikkelsen as Lee Schiffer and stuff, and film things. I doubt they're going to do that. But CGI is so good these days, especially with what they did in Rogue One, with Peter Cushing's character, Grand Moff Tarkin. So if they did something like that, I would be all for it, and it could really properly link them all. So with those reasons, I don't think there's a space to go into the Dr. No story. I'm also a huge fan of the original 1962 Dr. No. I think it's nice that they're filming in Jamaica. It's an obvious kind of location, but will it be a remake? No, I don't think so. Now, some people think because British actress Lashana Lynch is in the film that she's possibly in the SJW Me Too era, especially with Phoebe Waller-Bridge coming on board to now edit or helm the screenplay. I'm not sure exactly what's going on there. Think that maybe Quarell is back, but Quarell's now a female, and that Lashana Lynch will be a female Quarell. Now look, if you're going to cast anyone to be a female Quarell, okay, she's probably got the look. She's got the build and stuff like that, the short hair. But I don't want it. To me, Quarell is a male. Quarell has to be a male. I don't want to see Quarell turn into a woman just to, again, crowbar women into it. I also don't want to see James Bond in an electric car. That's not James Bond. He's a gas guzzler. He's driving a big V8, Vanquish or the DB10. That's what I want from my James Bond. One other possibility I have, and I think in theory, could Rami Malek be playing Kronstein. Of course, Kronstein appeared in the Bond film classic From Russia with Love back in 1963. I think that's more appropriate than, say, him playing Dr. No. And I think Rami Malek would be an awesome Kronstein. Maybe Kronstein's taken over. He's number 2. He's taken over while Blofeld is in jail. I reckon that could be really cool. And maybe Blofeld ends up helping the British service in a self-serving way because he's pissed off that number 2, Kronstein, is taking over or doing things his way. Almost like a Silence of the Lambs type of thing. That's what I'm thinking will happen. One other interesting point I've got about Bond 25 is if you look at the clapperboard photo, it was 78 and 1. That usually means, in film terms, scene 78, take 1. So obviously they don't shoot the film in a linear order. Now if it's scene 78 and James Bond is still in Jamaica, what does that tell us? We're told that the film's going to start off in Jamaica, but then if scene 78 is still in Jamaica, that tells me, A, it's going to be a long film. I think this is going to be a long film. B, it tells me that if James Bond is in Jamaica in the pre-title sequence and he's gone to go and help Felix and they are in a big action scene also potentially because the rumour was that Matera in Italy was going to be used as a PTS. So does Bond go back to Jamaica? Or is Bond doing a bit of a Luke Skywalker like in episode 8 and just hanging around and doing bugger all for most of the film? That's my thoughts, guys. I'd love to know what you think. I've been Crazy Kajivi here. Please leave comments below, subscribe, add your friends, send your friends, shove it on Facebook. But I sincerely would love to read your comments and your ideas on what you think Bond 25 is going to be. Until next time, keep on bonding.